what are the tools of conversation that you are finding to be particularly useful and meaningful in your life?
Oh my gosh. Listening.
Oh,
I mean, I say this in one of the keynotes I give. If there's one thing you take away from this on emotional intelligence, if there's one thing you take away from this presentation, the ability to become a better listener will positively impact you in every single area of your life, as a partner, as a job candidate, as a leader, as a family member. And that was really eye opening to me, because I know for much of my life, I thought I had to prove myself. Like I had to show my worth. And in order to do that, I had to be speaking, I had to be talking about myself. And one of the foundational tools, I would say, of coaching, not just coactive, but more broadly speaking, is the ability to become a better listener. Now, in coactive, we have 3 levels of listening. So there's level 1, level 2, and level 3. Level 1 is we're listening, but we're still focused entirely on ourselves. So, Brenda, you might be talking to me, but I'm thinking about what I want to say next, or I'm thinking about what I'm going to do after this. So the focus, or the story that I can relate about myself. So it's all on us. Level 2 is we are focused on you. So we are actually giving you our presence. Level 3 is not only are we doing that, and it's kind of a little gray area, but are we in tune, like, with our surroundings, like the energy in the room? So I might not even be able to pinpoint, but I'm like, Brenda, something feels off there. Like you said this, but I don't know. I could be wrong, but you said this, but it doesn't really align. Like, am I missing something?
hmm.
So we start to use another skill of our intuition. So our intuition is alive and well. And I would say the ability to become a more present and active listener is one of the easiest, like, right away changes that you can make in your life, that I do think will drastically improve the types of conversations that you have.
Yeah. I think it's so interesting that listening is this, like you called it, the instant game changer. Like instantly you're going to see changes in relationships and conversations if you move from that level 1 to level 2 or level 3 type of listening. And yet, and our those of you online, feel free to chat in comments about this. We, I think, by default prioritize speaking over listening. You even said it, like, I thought I had to talk to prove myself. And if you think about it, that starts early. That subtle messaging of prioritization for speaking over listening starts early. We have so many courses on communicating, on the more active parts of, not that listening isn't active, but the more spoken. How many of you have had some kind of public speaking training? I mean, most people will say, yeah, I took at least one course, one semester. And if not public speaking training, maybe an interpersonal class where you were taught how to manage conflict or how to manage a negotiation, all of these things. And then when I ask, hey, how many people have taken a listening course? It's like, I had 1 hour, maybe, like I had a 3-hour workshop, but we've had years of being taught to, even I have a 1-year-old granddaughter and they're teaching her to say words, but we're not saying here's how to listen. We're saying here's how to speak. So I think you're right. There is definitely this prioritization of the speaking element of communication. And then we deprioritize listening, while it could be the more profound component or change that we could make to improve our communication with others.
Yeah, I think the ability to listen to understand rather than respond is a simple little switch that you can make. Because I think so often we go in, someone brings a problem to us, and we want to fix it. We feel like there's something to be fixed. And sometimes, most of the time, unless someone asks, like, hey, Brenda, here's a problem, I need your advice. Unless someone asks directly for your advice, they probably don't want it. They probably just want 2 ears to listen, for someone to hold the space for them. And I remember there was an activity we did in Coactive where we were in groups of 3, and it's a skill called witnessing. And it's very similar to listening. in that we just had to, we were allowed to share our story of why we got into coaching. And so it encourages some deep level, there's always, at least for me, there's a pretty deep story behind why I got into this work. And you're not allowed to say a word. You are you are being there with them. You are listening to them. You are witnessing them share their story for 5 minutes. And just that ability, because so many of I wanted to jump in, oh, I got a question, or yeah, I remember for me, I had something similar. So I think just the ability to speak less and just listen more. I'm not saying to be a mute. I'm just saying to be a little bit more present. I mean, think about it, because we know right away when someone's not listening to us.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't even want to keep talking. You just know it's no fun. And you also can't pick up on those skills that I mentioned with level 3. You can't pick up on those shifts in energy, our intuition talking, if we're not fully present in the conversation. And so all that to say, I would say the ability to listen and hold space was one of the most impactful things I took from my whole coaching experience.